is this? I can't understand this language. It's too confusing, man. Stupid English project. What are you doing, man?
I'm just I'm visiting the campus. Wanna remember this beautiful campus.
Okay. Why are you videotaping me, man?
I don't know. You look like you're having some trouble here. What are you reading?
Man, I'm having a lot of trouble with this. I'm reading Nature by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's just a pain in the butt. I don't understand it.
Are you serious? Ralph Waldo Emerson? That's my great-grandfather.
No way. Stop it.
I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah, I could help you out with some of the language and stuff if you want. What chapter are you reading?
I'm actually reading chapter 8, Prospects. I don't even know what that means.
That just happens to be my favorite chapter. All right, I'll help you out.
So can you give me a summary of what's going on in the chapter? Like put it into your own words so that I could actually like understand what's going on.
Sure, kid. You better tape me saying this. This is gonna be good.
Sure.
Walk with me, kid.
Sure.
Well, in my great-grandfather's book, Nature, he basically tells people that in order to answer big philosophical questions, they need to look at nature. In chapter 8, Prospects especially, my great-grandfather tells us how to go about studying nature. He says that we should view nature as it is, without reading too much into it, and using empirical science. My great-grandfather believed that when you view nature through empirical science, you see parts of nature as being singular, instead of part of a greater whole.
Empirical science is apt to cloud the sight, and by the very knowledge of functions and processes, to bereave the student of the manly contemplation of the whole.
One thing that really bothered my great-grandfather was that people relied more heavily on understanding through observation rather than using reason.
I guess that makes sense. So Emerson thought that experimentation was overrated?
Yeah, pretty much. He went on to explain that the relationship between man and nature is a very important one. He said that man is a small part of a much larger natural world, and that man and nature all relate to one another.
So is that why Emerson added the poem by famous psalmist George Herbert?
Yeah, exactly. Man is one world and hath another to attend him. Emerson thought that what happens in nature is for man's benefit, and nature is organized for our well-being, and that's the whole point of George Herbert's poem. My great-grandfather also complained about people using nature in too practical of a way.
At present, man applies to nature but half his force. Man works on the world with his understanding alone. He lives in it and masters it by a penny wisdom.
The use of fire, wind, water, and coal are all examples of man utilizing nature, but not necessarily mastering it. However, man can fully master nature when he uses his entire force instead of half of it. Emerson explained that people like Jesus Christ, who performed miracles and actually rose from the dead, and also slave trade abolitionists, and people with supernatural powers, those people have mastered nature.
Really?
Yeah, these people use reason instead of just experimentation and observation.
Oh, that makes sense. The world lacks unity because man is disunited with himself. Man have not extended themselves to the use of all of their facilities.
Sorry, I needed to grab a cup of coffee. Let's see, where was I? My great-grandfather. He was ending his book by telling the people of his day to reunite with nature. He wrote about how humanity and nature had recently become disconnected, and he told the people of his day to become one with nature again. Also, do you remember what you were asking me about when we first met? What prospects actually means? Well, I think that my great-grandfather was referring to the possibilities of America's future. He was saying that the prospects for America are virtually unlimited, and that it is up to each and every person to determine America's future.
Hey, thanks for all the help, Mr. Emerson. This means a lot to me. Hopefully it'll help me and my partner, Pat, get a great grade on this English paper.
Yeah, I wish you guys luck.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Emerson.